Is about the flower of inspiration. The flower of inspiration comes from the Elfian realm. The Elfian realm is a realm beyond the veil of beings that have been miscommunicated and overlooked for years. I am Kastalia Theo, and I am the Elf Communicator. I have a book coming out very soon about the elves where I do a deep dive into the elf story by channeling some elves from beyond the veil. If you want to hear about the book a little bit more, you might as well hit that subscribe button so you can be in the loop of when it's available. And it is their true story. There is no miscommunication because it is directly channeled by me, through me, of them and their story. And it has been a long time coming for their true story to be entered into the world, but with the massive change coming in 2022, it is imperative that their story is shared with the world because of their origins after the fall of Atlantis and because of how the world is right now. So, without further ado, let me just explain a little bit about the flower of inspiration. The flower of inspiration is at the center of the Elfian realm. And the Elfian realm is a realm that had to evolve with the times and evolve after the fall of Atlantis. And without spoiling too much about the book and avoiding some miscommunication, I'm going to ask that the Elfian Source speaks through me and tells you exactly what you need to know. I have never recorded myself fully channeling the elves, so I don't know what's going to happen, but the elf source is not as eccentric as some of the other elves, but I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't want to miscommunicate their story because it has been miscommunicated, and wow, I get pretty emotional, when thinking about how much it was miscommunicated, and just because of how much I had to experience through meditation and through channeling, just to be able to tell you guys about their story. It's so much. Before I channel the elf source and that divine masculine energy explains the flower of inspiration, because that is the point of the video, as this is the first video of me discussing the Elfian realm and elves. I would like to explain to you just a little bit of how I got here. I got here because I have an elf guide, and that elf guide is very much invested in me completing my soul purpose in this lifetime. According to some of my guides of the Akasha, I have not completed this mission in previous lifetimes. I have just not awakened, or I just didn't know, or it got miscommunicated. So really a big part of my mission in this lifetime is to communicate their story. And it's very important because it is part of my life path, and pretty much everything that I've been doing on the media for the world and everything I've been doing my entire life, when I think about it, is to get to this point, for me to communicate their story. When I was younger, my throat chakra was really blocked, and it became very clear that something in the universe wanted me to unblock my throat chakra more than anything, but it was the thing that was blocked more than anything, just because of all the negativity surrounding me. And so once I cleared the throat chakra and I cleared the third eye and the crown, I started to receive messages in my dreams from this figure, and this figure looked like a man, but not like a man, and it was an elf, and it wasn't small. The elf guides, which I'll talk about them more in the future and in my book, the elf guides are tall. To explain it, that realm is very interesting, and when I started becoming more open to it, I learned so much, and everything that I've been talking about, like the animal healers, pretty much every video that I have done up until this point, you can credit the Elfian realm, because everything I'm talking about in videos, or even when I do card readings, on Instagram for reels and stuff, it all can be traced back to the Elfian realm. They're the ones guiding me, they're the ones teaching me, and they're there, and everything can be traced back to them. Everything I know about the animal kingdom comes from the elves of the animal kingdom, and so everything I've been doing traces back to them, and I've been doing it very slowly and very subtly, just because to avoid miscommunication, this needs to be done right. I literally went out and got this camera, not recording on my phone, and I don't know how this is gonna be edited. I have no idea what I'm gonna be doing. Like, if I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen when I channel. I always try to be as authentic as possible, but obviously I want to get to the point quickly. When I knew I was meant to be the elf communicator, I had a dream, a vision of what is called a soul skinning. And a soul skinning is something that happened towards the fall of Atlantis that caused the fall of Atlantis, and that is experimentation, mixing human biology with biology that is not human. And it caused the creation of a lot of negativity. And I am no expert on Atlantis. Everything I know about Atlantis was given to me from the Elf Kingdom, the Elfian Realm. If I occasionally say the Elf Kingdom, it's because when we were trying to title the book, one of the options for the title of the book was the Elf Kingdom. It's not, just because it doesn't explain it enough. It's a realm, it's not a kingdom, but if I slip up and say that, it's just because for a little while that's what I was saying, until I received the message from the source that they're not a kingdom, and really it has to do with the fact that choice and free will is at the center of their being, as well as inspiration. So let me just channel the elf source, and that divine masculine energy can just get into it. I have no idea what's gonna happen. It's kind of strange. I've never recorded myself doing this, and it's like I'm trying to like process and be okay with it, because I don't know what's gonna happen. And whenever I've tried to record myself channeling, I had some ego problems. A voice inside of my head telling me like this is crazy, and I had to take a step back and handle channeling messages a little bit differently, because getting messages from the animal kingdom group souls is very different than channeling a whole being. But I'm just gonna ask the Elfian Source to talk through me, and we'll see. Okay. Hello. The flower of inspiration is at the center of our being. The flower of inspiration is how I, the elf source, was created. The creator pulled a petal from the flower of inspiration and turned it into me by combining divine masculine energy with the petal from the flower of inspiration. The flower of inspiration exists in our realm and births so many elves. Without talking too much about it, because our communicator believes that talking too much about it right now will take away from the point and purpose of the book, and I agree. But it is important to discuss this now. So let me discuss this now. The fall of Atlantis happened. The elves had to leave Earth. And a lot of humanity and a lot of beings and souls on Earth were scared of elves because of these creatures that were created using the physical form of an elf. These beings wreaked havoc. Elves are not here to scare you or to harm humanity. We love humanity. But we don't want to hurt you. So the elves took a step back. The flower of inspiration opened a portal back for us to enter. We enter that portal in a beautiful city in Greece through a fountain. Now it's a fountain, from my understanding, but it was a beautiful river that shares the same name as our communicator. I, the Source, speak on behalf of all the elves, as I've never entered the Earthian realm. Flower of Inspiration brought inspiration and ideas of how we can better help humanity. Created us, you created so many things. It is creation. It is a part of creation. It is at the center of you as well, because it is a part of creation. This flower of inspiration is a color unseen by humanity, but the energy of it can be used by humanity if humanity just asks. All you have to do is ask. The inspiration can help you find a solution for a lot of problems that are plaguing humanity. We need to help humanity. The elves need to help. But without anybody asking, there's only so much that we can do. Okay. No longer channeling the elf source. Felt like there was gonna be more. Wasn't really. Because the elf source isn't the elf that can tell you how to connect to this energy. Another group of elves is, and I will tune into that energy. I am a no-man. I am a joy-bringer. I am the elf that inspired the elf that you all think as Santa's helpers. I am small, but I am big at heart. I am the elder of the NoManJoyBringers. The No-Man name came from us not wanting to be labeled as man, as we, out of all the elves, look the most like man. I was there at the fall of Atlantis. I am an elf that was there. I am the elf with the idea. I created the idea in the Elfian realm to send elves to Earth when Atlantis was created to learn and observe humanity. When Atlantis fell, I came up with the idea of how to get the elves back to Earth. We do not operate the same way as other mythical magical beings. We operate a little differently. But all the same, I've existed for a very long time. We were originally called Joybringers, but we coined the name No-Mans after some time on Earth so that people did not label us as man. People did label us as man. The experimentation and combining the biology of humanity with a being that is not of humanity causes some not so positive creations. I feel very connected to the flower of inspiration as I am one of the few elves that have used it the most. A lot of the other elf groups don't really use the flower of inspiration as much. The guide elves don't, not as much. The earth elemental elves, they're on Earth all the time. They never left Earth. So they don't use it as much. The cosmic elementals, well, some of them are so divine that they don't need as much inspiration. But me and the Joybringers do. So I can tell you how to connect to it. I can feel the hurt of our communicator because she knows a deeper story. A story that I will not share just yet, but I will tell you that the reason we value choice is because we, as a group of beings, lost some choice. But we did make the choice to stay behind the veil until a communicator opened the door for us. The dragons have been opened, so have the angels and the fairies and the unicorns and the animal kingdom. Those lovely group souls I don't know much about. You would need the animal elder for that. But I want to help all of you connect to the flower of inspiration, as the inspiration energy is what has helped our communicator communicate. Here is how you connect. You attune to the energy of inspiration and go out in nature and find a beautiful pink, purple, red, or yellow flower. You look into that flower and you imagine you are connecting directly with the energy of inspiration. You grab water and you water the flower. Creativity and inspiration flows like a river, and the flower is how it grows. You reenact that action that we, as an elf being, did when we turned the flower of inspiration, parts of the flower of inspiration that is, into a spring here, a portal here, on Earth. Recreating that act can help you connect with the inspirational energy. Sorry, I'm trying to control myself. I'm super energetic. And trying to speak through our communicator in a language that you all understand is a little bit harder, but I've worked with her just a little bit more than a lot of the other elves, so I know how she speaks, but now I'm getting a little too energetic. I haven't had a form to speak in a really, really, really long time. The last time I did, well, that was St. Nicholas. You know St. Nicholas, right? Christmas, and yeah. That's a whole other story. That's in our book. I just don't want to share it all just yet. Humans love Christmas, and ruining their view of Christmas would just be a little cruel, and that's against our purpose because we are joy bringers. I wasn't always a joy bringer. I worked with the energy of inspiration before Atlantis was created, and when Atlantis was created, I wanted to go to Earth, and I went to Earth, and I experienced Earth, and it was really nice being on Earth when it was at golden status, and I hope we get back to golden status soon. But I also saw it get trapped by darkness. There was an elf group, the elves of pure inspiration, where all we did was work with inspiration, but that was before the rise of Atlantis. We changed a little bit, we edited a little bit, but that's still what we do. Because that's what all of us do beyond the veil. We help inspire all of you to find your souls, to escape from negativity. You have to know your intention. My intention when connecting with the flower of inspiration was finding an idea of how to better cooperate with humanity. Better cooperate with the dragons and with the phoenixes and with the fairies and with the angels and all those divine, magical, beautiful creatures that we all are with behind the veil. Oh, and I wanted to see animals too. We're a little different. Our communicator didn't know the best way to explain it, and the best way to explain it is if we explain it, and the best way for us to explain it is to simply say, we have similarities to human. We have similarity to fairy. We have similarity to dragon. We have similarity to all. The way we were created was to be companions for humans, to be friends, to be teachers, to be guides. But sometimes the best way to guide and help humanity is to help parts of Earth. Joy bringers, us, well, we bring joy, and how do I explain this? We find a way to create a world where we don't have to worry about our choice being taken. We don't have to worry about losing our souls. or negativity. Earth right now is hard. It's hard to watch. When I stopped having a form to speak on Earth with, I made that choice because I didn't think it was needed. So the elves didn't have a way to communicate for a long time. And we know our miscommunications. We just don't do anything about it because we can't. Because you have to ask. Humanity has to ask. I hope we can help inspire you to make some change, to make a difference, because we need to make a difference. I had to stop letting the No-Man Elder speak through me because I need some water and my nose started running. I could feel it. I could feel liquid coming out of my nose. Very strange. You guys are going through this process with me. I was aware of what was going on, but also I wasn't, it's like I wasn't in control of what I was saying, but I was very aware of what was going on, and pretty much what the No-Man Elder said is what I already know for the most part. He did say a few things that I didn't even know, and should probably go edit that book. But there is obviously more books to come in the future. I don't know. It's gonna be strange for me to watch this back. Still, I'm not fully aware if they gave you anything to connect to the Flower of Inspiration. But you can do so through candle magic, I think. Fire. You can do so through fire. Fire helps. I'm a fire elf. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I opened, it's me. I'm Kastalia right now. I feel like I need to say that. I feel like I just opened up some portal for elves to just start coming and speaking through me, and this is supposed to be about the Flower of Inspiration. I am like staring at a flame right now, so that's probably how that happened, because whenever I look too hard at a flame, I get a fire elf. I'm just gonna tune into the fire elf. Fire can help you. Fire can help you. Fire can always help you, but not burning things. Fire. The energy of fire. Fire comes from energy, which comes from heat, which comes from the heat energy elves. I'm not a heat energy elf, I'm a fire elf, but fire elf, me. I've never spoken to humanity before. I'm just one of the many, many, many fire elves. But I'm an important one because fire keeps you warm. And in the coldness of space and the coldness of the world, you need a little fire to keep you warm. But also there is a lot of warmth here on Earth because of the sun. But there's also a lot of cold because of darkness. Connected to humanity is very strange. I don't know. I don't know if our communicator will even post this because, well, I don't know. See, elves, we're very trusting, but we did have a miscommunicator before. A false communicator. Someone who found our energy, but communicated it in a way that benefited them, not us. But I know this communicator will benefit us. Benefit all of humanity because humanity needs it. I'm a fire elf. I see everything. But I really am only there in natural fire. Man-made fire is a little different. I can still make an appearance. Our communicator does a lot of candle magic, and I'm always there. All of us fire elves are there. Candle magic isn't about the wax, it's about the fire. fire isn't destructive. Like, we're harmless. But for a while, humans thought that we were there to hinder them. That we were like the goblins. But we're not. Well, I don't know. I'm a newer soul. I was created after Atlantis. I would have to find one of my fire elf friends who existed during Atlantis. But I'm always around here. I think if you ever came around a communicator, you would find a lot of elf energy. Because we're very drawn to her. It's nice to be able to speak. It's time to speak. So, please speak. Fire and truth and inspiration were very tied together. Hope I can inspire you to speak the truth. It's time for the truth to be communicated. I know it is. But connecting to inspirational energy using fire, just light a candle and look at the candle. Look at the fire. Look at the color. Look at the color. See it grow. You have to use the eye of the soul. Use the eye of the soul. I'll help you. See it grow, see it change. See the flower. And you'll feel getting inspired. I feel inspired right now. I'm always inspired because I was created from the flower. All the elves were. You already know that, right? Strange. Not knowing how you all react. But I know there are so many humans. You can see the light around them. Because I come from light. I am light. I'm fire. We'll get there. We'll get back to golden status. I would like to see it. Like I mentioned, I was created after the fall of Atlantis. That's really all I have to say. Bye! Okay. Hi, Kastalia. I am thinking I need to close the opening I have for the elves because this video will be like 50 hours long. Channeling a fire elf. I did not think that was going to happen when I sat down to record today. But I know they need to talk and they need to share their story with all of you. So it's very important, and that's why I'm here. I'm the communicator, but wow. It's a new year. That's all from the Flower of Inspiration.